This video covers the wiring of Powerwall 2. Please consult the Powerwall installation manual for regional-specific details like color schemes and wire harness configurations. Each Powerwall 2 comes with an accessory bag that includes a wiring compartment cover with 5 screws, a black 4-pin terminal block connector, a green 4-pin terminal block connector with a 120 ohm terminating resistor, an AC power harness with 2 or 3 conductors with accompanying Wago 2-port wire connectors, 3 reducing washers, 1 rubber grommet, and 1 threaded cable gland. Installers will need to provide an overcurrent and indirect contact protection device for each Powerwall, AC cables designed to carry 32 amps, a 4-wire communication cable with 1.5mm wire that is shielded with at least 1 twisted pair, and material for general electrical work like conduit, connectors, and supports. Ensure power switches on any Powerwalls are in the off position. Remove the left side cover from the Powerwall 2 by carefully prying the plastic tab near the bottom of the cover. Detach the cover from the clips along the length of the unit. When preparing for the installation, take your time to plan out a short and efficient conduit run. A typical installation uses 35mm conduit connected to the left side of Powerwall 2. Smaller conduit can be used with the reducing washers from the accessory bag. If the conduit run will enter the unit from the side, slide the conduit entry door out of the slot in the cover to remove it. For a cleaner aesthetic, utilize the back conduit inlet. If the conduit will enter the unit from the rear, remove the plug from the back entry port and use it to plug the side entry port. Pull the equipment grounding conductor, AC conductors, and communication cable into the wiring compartment. Beginning with the communication cable, remove about 15 centimeters of outer jacket to expose the 4 conductors and drain wire. Strip 12.5 millimeters of insulation off the end of the equipment grounding conductor. Take the drain wire from the communication cable and twist it around the grounding conductor. Next, connect them both to the ground lug on Powerwall. On the other end of the communication cable, which is the gateway end, the drain wire is trimmed off. Next are the communication cable connections. On one end, this will connect to gateway at the green connector labeled Powerwall. On the other end, this will connect to Powerwall with the black 4-pin connector included in the accessory bag. Take note of the labels on each connector. Strip 10 millimeters of insulation off the end of each conductor. Insert the 4 conductor leads of the communication cable into the connectors and make sure they match on both connectors. Note that the CAN high and CAN low terminals must be used with the twisted pair of wire. Plug the green communication connector into the Powerwall port in gateway. Inside the Powerwall wiring compartment, plug the black communication connector into the bottom left socket labeled IN. For installations with a single Powerwall 2, plug the green communication connector with resistor into the top left socket labeled OUT inside of the wiring compartment. Make sure the connectors are fully seated since there is no locking mechanism. If installing more than one Powerwall 2, remove the connector with the resistor from the first Powerwall and connect a new 4-conductor communication cable from the first Powerwall out port to the second Powerwall at the port labeled IN. Continue daisy chaining communication cables from out to in for each additional Powerwall 2. At the last Powerwall on the chain, install the green 4-pin connector with the end-of-line resistor to the out port. Next up are the AC conductors. Within the wiring compartment, notice the AC socket in the top right corner labeled Line 2, Neutral, and Line 1. In single-phase systems, the included harness will have 2 conductors. However, in regions that utilize single-phase 3-wire configurations, the harness will have 3 wires. Strip 13 millimeters of insulation off the ends of the AC conductors. Use the provided Wago wire connectors to splice these conductors to the corresponding leads on the AC power harness. Plug the AC power harness into the AC port inside the wiring compartment. Listen for an audible click. Give each wire a tug to test the connections. Neatly pack the wires and connectors into the wiring compartment, making sure wires do not make any sharp bends. Install the cover on the Powerwall 2 wiring compartment. Tighten the fasteners with a T20 Torx bit to a torque of 1.5 Newton meters. Replace the bottom plastic tab of the side cover. Next, Replace the left side cover by pushing the top into place and reattaching the clips along the length of the unit. The final step is to remove the protective cover. Giving the customer the option to remove this themselves is a nice touch. However, ensure it has been removed before leaving the site.